The Widow and the Spreadsheets. You'll learn why the gentlest plan you can sleep with beats the perfect plan that keeps you up at night. Author Maya Brooks, storyteller, former financial coach and longtime market watcher. Imagine we're sitting on a porch at dusk, iced tea in hand, watching neighbors water their lawns while money worries drift by like fireflies. This short story is about one woman who discovered the quiet power of being reasonable instead of ruthlessly rational. Leila Ramirez was 61, barely 5'2", and could balance her checkbook faster than most people unlock their phones. Her husband, Marco, had handled the investing. After he passed, Leila was left with 3 tidy binders of spreadsheets, each page a fortress of tiny numbers. The plan was perfect on paper. Low-cost index funds, quarterly rebalancing, zero emotion. Marco had loved the elegance of the math and proudly told friends, "Markets are rational, therefore I'm rational." The first Monday after the funeral, Leila opened the accounts and froze. The numbers felt like ice on bare skin. She remembered Marco bragging, "If the market drops 10%, we buy more, simple." But staring at the red digits, she felt something the spreadsheets never mentioned, a punch of fear that almost doubled her over. She called her son, Diego, who worked 2 time zones away. He said, "Mom, be rational. The plan works, stay the course." She tried, she really did. Every night the news anchors shouted about recessions and wars. Every night Leila slept maybe 3 hours, then woke picturing her savings evaporating like morning dew. She started walking the neighborhood at 4 a.m., hands jammed in robe pockets, whispering, "I'm supposed to be brave." Marco was brave. 2 blocks down lived Mr. Chen, the retired pharmacist, always watering roses before dawn. One morning he waved her over and asked why she looked so tired. She blurted, "The math says stay in, but my stomach says get out." Mr. Chen chuckled. "Numbers are nice, but they don't have ulcers. My wife was the same. We found a middle road." Leila frowned. "Middle of what?" He smiled. "Middle of what feels sane." The next afternoon, Leila sat at the kitchen table with a yellow legal pad, not a spreadsheet. She wrote 2 columns. Left side, what scares me most? Right side, what would let me sleep? The honest answer was unsettling. She could not stomach a 50% plunge, no matter how rational the recovery odds. She needed something she could hold during a storm without bolting for the exit at the worst moment. She remembered Marco's pride, but she also remembered the nights he'd paced the hallway when markets wobbled. Maybe even he hadn't fully trusted the cold, perfect plan. She picked up the phone, called a young advisor named Priya, and simply said, "I need something reasonable." Priya asked, "Reasonable meaning?" Leila exhaled, "Meaning I keep growing my money, but if the market falls off a cliff, I don't jump off with it." They built a portfolio that was 70% stocks, 20% conservative bonds, 10% cash, nothing exotic. The mix gave up a smidge of potential return, but every stress test showed she could survive a 2008-style drop and still pay the electric bill without panic selling. The first year, markets soared, and Leila felt only mild regret that her gains lagged the hotshots on TV. She slept 8 hours, sometimes 9. Her roses perked up under her new calm routine. She still walked at dawn, but now she chatted about tomatoes with Mr. Chen instead of spiraling into dread. Then came the crash everyone said would never happen again. Headlines screamed, "Worst since the Great Recession." Leila's portfolio sank, but the cash and bonds cushioned the fall. Her statement showed a drop, not a massacre. She felt her stomach lurch, remembered Marco's face, tasted metal in her mouth, but then she breathed. The plan was never perfect, but it was livable. She didn't sell, she didn't need to. She watered her roses, walked her route, and let the storm pass overhead. Months later, the market recovered, as markets do. Her account climbed past the old peak and kept going. Neighbors joked that she glowed like someone half her age. She laughed and answered, "It's just sleep and dirt under my fingernails." One spring evening, Diego visited and asked, "Would Dad say you were rational enough?" Leila poured ice water into 2 glasses, clinked the rims, and replied, "Your dad chased perfect logic. I chase peace. Turns out peace compounds pretty well." Outside, the sunset smeared peach across the sky, and the retirement account numbers glowed greener than the lawn. But the bigger number was the nights she'd slept straight through, until sunrise over 1,000 and counting. Summary: the best investing plan is the one you can carry calmly through chaos. Numbers alone ignore fear, hope, and midnight worries. Build a strategy that feels reasonable in your bones, not just perfect on paper, and you'll stay in the game long enough for compounding to do its quiet miracle.